Good morning, everybody. It is not bright and early this morning. It's very overcast, but I have to get morning chores done, and I thought it would be fun to figure out exactly how long it takes to feed 40, 50 rabbits, 50 plus chickens, 6 pigs, 2 horses, and 9 goats. I think that's what we're working with, plus the turkeys. But anyway, a lot of people think if you have animals, it's very time consuming. I don't think it's very time consuming, especially compared to some animals I've had to care for. So I'm going to take you around. We're going to set a timer. I'm going to deduct about 5-ish minutes for setting up the camera because that takes extra time. Maybe 10. We'll see. But let's get started. The first chore of the day isn't very typical because we usually move the goats out and leave them out. We had a severe weather threat yesterday that literally nothing happened. We got maybe 45 seconds of a few drops of rain. But I have to put them back out. It doesn't take much longer than feeding them. So we'll start there. So the reason we do that is that's their shelter out here when they're in the woods. It's fine if it's just a light rain, mild weather. They don't need 3 sides. They just need a nice little roof. But when we get storms moving through, it just gives me peace of mind to move them up to their barn. Sometimes we'll stick the babies in the kidding stall just so everybody has enough space to bunker down. But yeah, so that's why I was moving them out. Normally I'd just grab the food, take it out and feed them, not have to deal with that. That added a few minutes, but that's okay, they're worth it. Our business is the horses and the piggies. They're towards the back of the main area we keep animals. So I kind of do like a drive-by feed the horses, then I go feed the piggies, and then I go back to the barn and get the hay nets and swap those out for the empties. Dee pre-preps those on her school days, so I don't have to, so those I just have to grab and put up. Morning! You guys ready for breakfast? Yeah? Hey Charlotte. Come on, you crazies. So the piggies are getting about a scoop and a half of hog starter, but the majority of what they get is just scraps from the grocery store. So if we keep our empty pile of boxes here, we either burn them or take them to the trash. We keep our full boxes down there. So after I give them their slop, because they like it wet, they don't really like it dry, I'll head down there, just grab any box that has food in it and throw it to the piggies. They love their veggies. Huh? You love your veggies? They also like their bread. So a lot of people may be like, why don't you just stick a round bale in there? It would do the same thing you're doing now, but when it's normally wet and humid, we don't want to do that because it will rot the bale or just make it nasty, and it also wastes a lot more hay. We did that last year and we ended up using about round bale every 3 weeks instead of a month, just by the waste that was on the ground. With the slow feeds, simulates the same grazing behavior. They can have access 24/7 to hay, but without wasting, without it going bad, and really doesn't add that much work. So as you can see, chickens are really easy. We actually have chickens in 3 areas right now. One in the big coop, which is the oldest chickens. We have the juvies down here in a dog crate with a tarp on it. Some of them, the silkies, live in there in this little hut. So really I just go around, let everybody out except the main chickens. Davin forgot to close them last night, so when I went out, they were out. So I just had to use a little scratch to put them back in, but they get scratched in the morning anyway. Takes, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. They had food in their little dishes, so I didn't have to top that off, but generally I do. They free range all day long, so they don't always eat all their food. So I just add as needed. If I don't need to add, I don't need to add. Our buck doesn't get fed in the morning. He gets hay watered and his feed only at night, but he has hay all day because we use a slow feed for him. I just have to put the baby chicks feeders out and head over to the rabbit tractor. Guys, ready? Let's move you on up. Okay, well, we clocked in at 30 minutes and 47 seconds, and I'm taking 5 minutes off for setting up the camera and then losing track of my phone and having to go wander around and find it. So 25 minutes to feed all our animals in the morning. The evening goes a lot faster. The kids and I kind of spread out. Dee does the horses, Corbin does the rabbits. He fills all the waters at night, so I don't have to in the morning. I still do the goats, and then we just kind of check everybody's water. And the tractor behind us, when it has this many, I believe there's 16 or 17 grow-outs in here, will have to be moved again. It just has to be moved twice a day, otherwise they completely mow it down and leave little bald patches. But if we move it twice a day with this many, they're pretty happy and content, and it doesn't overwork the grass. Both roosters are going off, so it's definitely morning. I have to head in, grab breakfast, get a work thing done, and then time to get some real work done out in the woods. So I will see you next time. Take care, be safe. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you on the next one.